Hi everyone, it's Lisa Mears. Thank you for joining me today. I'm here to share an autumn card that I made using the new Autumn Leaf Wreath stamp set. This is a brand new stamp set by Pretty Pink Posh, which includes this beautiful wreath filled with autumn leaves and some sentiments that include Happy Thanksgiving, fall greetings, and fall blessings. There are also several other stamps on this set that include larger leaves as well as an acorn, and I went ahead and stamped them out here, and you can see that the leaves match the leaves that are in the wreath, only they're at a larger scale, and there are matching dies to cut not only the wreath out but also these individual stamped leaves and acorn. So one of the things that I love about the fall season is the changing colors of the leaves, and so I wanted the leaves in my wreath to have several fall colors in them. I want to show you how easy it is to get a beautiful blend of fall colors by using only 4 markers for my leaves. I use the Zig Clean Color Real Brush pens, which are watercolor pens, although I'm sure any watercolor pens would work. So the pens I used were the red, orange, yellow, and mid-green. These colors blended seamlessly. However, if there were any parts that needed a little extra blend, I did bring out my blender marker, which is a marker that has a blending solution in it to help move the colors. However, a paintbrush and water would work too. So I thought that it would be the easiest to show you the coloring on these larger leaves rather than in the smaller leaves that are on the wreath. All of these leaves, again, are the same exact leaves that are in the wreath, so you can duplicate the coloring over into the wreath. So I started out by adding the red marker at the bottom, and then I came in with my orange marker right above that, and next I'm going to come in with my yellow marker right above that. And these colors just blend so beautifully. There's really no effort in this blending process. Next, I'm going to add the mid-green color to the top to finish that up. And look how beautiful those 4 colors blended so easily together. Although it's really not needed, if you wanted to get a little bit of a better blend, you can then come in with the blender marker and just color over where the 2 colors meet. You can also do this with a paintbrush dipped in water. Just make sure that there's not a lot of water on the paintbrush when you do this. So once you dip it in water, just dab it off on a paper towel. So here I'm going to come in and do the same thing just to show you again, starting at the bottom with red, then coming up with the orange, and then the yellow, and then finally the green. So again, not much effort in the blending. The markers really do all of the work, and you get beautiful fall colors in your leaves. So next I want to show you that you don't necessarily have to go from bottom to top with these colors. So for this leaf, I'm just coming in off the side of the leaf with the red, followed by the orange, and then I'm going to come in with the yellow. Now I do want to mention that if you don't have the orange marker, you can always do red and yellow together. Those would make the orange color for you, and then you can get away with just doing the 3 colors: red, yellow, and green. Now I also want to mention that once I come in with my blender marker, same thing if you have a water brush, make sure you're cleaning the tip of the marker off on a paper towel before going into the next set of colors. So for example, once I take my blender marker over the green and yellow, I will clean the tip off with a paper towel to get the green and yellow off of the tip before I come in and blend the yellow and orange. Otherwise, you're going to get some of that green mixed in with the yellow and orange. Now, if you want that look, that's fine. But if you don't want to mix those colors, make sure you dab it off on a paper towel. So here I'm just coloring up some of the red in the top left corner. Then I colored up some of the orange and then some of the yellow and green. But I'm coming back up here with the green where the red and orange meet. So I kind of went in a different order here, and I'm just taking my blender marker and just trying to blend out that green with the red and the orange a little bit better, since that color combination wasn't as seamless as the others. So the green with the red did take a little bit of the blender just to make it a little bit smoother. But look how pretty that is. I just love these colors together, and I love how easy it is to create these beautiful fall leaves. So if you didn't want to do all 4 colors, you can do 2 colors or just 3 colors. So for this particular leaf, I'm just using the orange at the bottom and the yellow at the top. So there is a 2-color combination. And for this leaf here at the bottom right, and I'm sorry it's a little bit off of the screen, I'm using a 3-color combination. So I have some red up towards the top, I have some orange at the bottom, and then I fill in the center with the yellow. So here is a closer look at that leaf. And for this smaller leaf, I'm doing another 3-color blend, putting some red at the top left, some orange at the bottom right, coming in with some yellow on the right side and left side. So look how pretty that is, and it blends so beautifully. So I do want to mention that I will have product links to all of the products that I use in this video down in the description box below and on my blog at lisamearsdesigns.com. In addition, if you are interested in seeing all of the products that are included in the Pretty Pink Posh fall release, I will put a link to my unboxing video up here in the top right hand corner of this video. So for the acorn, I am coloring up brown at the top, and then at the bottom is the mustard. So I'm not doing any blending, I'm just doing a solid color on that. So here are all of my leaves colored up. Look how pretty those are. I just love how these turned out. So I did apply the same coloring techniques to this wreath, which I am not going to show you all of the coloring because it's the same process as the leaves I just showed you. So now I'm ready to create the background for my card. I cut a piece of Bristol smooth cardstock to 4 inches by 5¼ inches, and I'm using the Pretty Pink Posh Trellis stencil for the background. I wanted a very light and subtle background because I didn't want the background to take over the beautiful centerpiece, which obviously will be the wreath. So I am using a lighter ink. This is the Antique Linen Distress Oxide ink. And I'm just going over that stencil to create the trellis background all over the cardstock. And here is what it looks like once it's all inked up. Next, I'm going to stamp my sentiment, and I want the sentiment inside of the wreath. So in order to do that, I place the card panel in the Misti, place the wreath over top of the card panel, and then I'm able to place my stamps inside of the wreath. I have not glued the wreath down yet. Instead, I'm just positioning the stamps there, and then I'm going to close the door on my Misti to hook them onto the door and stamp those down with black ink. I did remove the wreath before stamping it down, and then I'm going to add some double-sided adhesive foam to the back of the wreath because I do want the wreath to pop up on the card panel. The sentiment says Fall Blessings, and those were 2 separate stamps. So you can actually say Fall Blessings or you can say Fall Greetings. So I go ahead and remove the backing of the double-sided adhesive foam, and I put that wreath right over top of the card panel, making sure that the sentiment is centered inside of that wreath. Next, I'm going to take some twine from my stash and just tie it around the bottom part of that card panel. I tied the twine in a bow off to the left side of the card, and then I'm going to tuck in behind the bow 2 of the larger leaves that I colored at the beginning of this video. I'm putting a glue dot behind the knot in the bow to adhere it firmly to the card panel. I'm going to add this layer to a piece of brown cardstock, and off camera I just cut the twine in the center there and added some double-sided adhesive tape to hold the twine down to the back of the left and right sides of that card panel. I just didn't want so much bulk underneath this card panel when I add it to the brown cardstock. So that's why I cut the twine off of the middle part of that card. I'm going to go ahead and add some glue and add this to a piece of brown cardstock that measures 4¼ by 5½ inches. I also want to point out that I added one of the acorns to the center of the bow. And then to finish this up, I am adding some of the pistachio pearls to the front of the card. I do add some inside of the wreath, and I add a couple outside of the wreath. I did add a few of the extra leaves on the inside because I had some extra ones left over. So I hope you liked my card today. If you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you like videos like these, be sure to click that subscribe button and turn on your bell notification so that you'll be notified every time I release a new video. Thank you so much for watching and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.